Hello everybody and welcome to PSGL here, season 43, and you join us here in PlayStation F4. Let me just turn down the volume a little bit. Here for the fourth round here in Madrid, at the Madrid, the new track into the game in the 26 DLC and new to the PSGL calendar. We've got a little bit lower attendance than usual, but hopefully that doesn't stop us from having a very exciting evening of PSF4 action. You're watching Felix 1, the championship leader, currently making his way through his first lap round the bends and the nature of this windy circuit. At the end of Sector 2, looks okay. To be fair, I don't really know what a good lap is at this track, not really done it much. He comes flying through that left-hander now to the right-hander, and now to the final few corners. Doesn't have much battery left, but he's going to save a little bit into this section, through the left, through the right, now into the double right-handers that end the lap there to the final corner for Felix. Qualifying is going to be important at this track. And across the line, what's it going to be for the Haas? It's going to be a 30.2, but what are the others going to be doing behind him? Let's have a wait and see. And looking at the championship, it is Felix who leads it, with a first in Silverstone, third in China, Belgium he got fifth, so he's been getting 2 positions lower each race, but I mean, you can say that, but China was after Belgium, so he went first, fifth, third, technically. But anyway, he is 5 points in the lead of the championship, ahead of Red Hawk, who is not here today, so Felix will be happy about that. Then behind him is Rai in the Audi, who also isn't here, so this is going to be a good race for Felix to extend his championship lead in the Haas, and we'll have to wait and see if he does that. But the rest of the top 10 in the championship, you got Tom Eade, Azirex, Vibird, Luca, Arvel, Rising Star, and Yusuf. And at the moment, still Felix quickest. After 6 people have set a lap. Hello Logan in chat. My boss, I guess you could say, as Suzuki comes through the banking at the moment in the Haas. On his lap, he's scored 4 points so far. He's got a 7th in Belgium, but got a DNF in Silverstone. So Suzuki not looking too good in the championship at the moment compared to his teammates. So he's going to be hoping for a good race tonight. Attendance low, good chance at points here at Madrid. Let's see what he can do. Currently on his first lap through the quick right left section before this final bit of the track. Still got a little bit of battery to use. Let's see what he can do in the Haas. Can he get anywhere near his teammate on his first lap? Foot to the floor on the exit of the final corner and goes 4th. A few people invalidated and coming back to the pits, but Spryzen is about to begin his first lap in the Aston Martin. He DNF'd in Silverstone, got 16th in China. Don't really remember him in China, so clearly quite a quiet race. Let's see what he can do here in Madrid. I was about to say Barcelona, but different city in Spain tonight. But not a track that seems very popular from what I've been seeing around the paddock in not only this tier in PSGL, but I think universally people on the game haven't really liked this track, as Spryzen touches the wall a little bit there. But so it'll be interesting to see if that kind of mixes up the order, if some people are quicker at this track than usual than others. But I'll have to wait and see, and that's going to be something interesting. Right now it is Felix ahead of Dingerling in second. Dingerling has had 2 disqualifications in Belgium and Silverstone. I don't really know how he's done that. But he's here today. And Spryzen looking to finish his first lap. Still yet to score points is the Aston Martin, 22nd in the championship currently. Just behind Sojo Bout. And with his first lap, he puts his Aston Martin 5th. Anyone we're going to see on the lap soon? Don't know. It's Porsche Lolo Alonso starting at that. I don't know. Or is he going to be coming into the pits? He is coming into the pits. Oh, Alex going off that. Oh, Felix has just invalidated his second lap. Sanders near the beginning of a lap, and he's not set a competitive time yet, unless he's 10 seconds off the pace. And here we go for Sander round the Madrid circuit, and we'll ride on board for this lap whilst I eat a cherry bakewell. Oh, and he makes a mistake there, cutting the chicane. And that's another lap done for Sander. He's going to start feeling the pressure if it gets later on in the session and he still hasn't done a lap. As Tom Eade flies through the chicane. You can cut it quite a lot, so not surprised we're seeing people exploiting it to that degree. But let's see if it gains him any time. And it's a brilliant lap by Tom Eade, who was in contention for the win in China last week. And he goes fast as ever with a 30.0. But Azirex immediately takes it away there. 3 times faster with a 29.7. Oh, wow, it's hitting the wall there. That's not going to help his lap. Still goes second though with that mistake. Sander now still trying to put competitive time in. Him and Pulse Lola Alonso, the only two without a competitive lap time at the moment. And with that lap, Sander goes 5th. On his first lap, he's been able to complete with 5 minutes left. In the session, it is Azirex fastest in the Alpine. Currently 5th in the championship. Just behind Tom Eade, who was pole for a very short moment, but he's down to 6th. Sander, Alex, Vibird, Felix and Azivex all going faster than him. Here comes Lola Alonso to finish his first lap in the Red Bull. And it is just ahead of Alicio in 11th, so he'll be hoping to improve on that. And he should have time as all my day surprised and properly bangs the wall there. I'm not the first time we've seen someone do that. Pretty sure it's surprising who did it last time as well. So Lola Alonso is one of the few drivers. As all my days, I look up for my phone and Spryzen has crashed. He's hit the wall, and that's a big accident. And his qualifying is over there. He's going to finish 10th. He's going to start 10th at best there. Chat saw that. I didn't, because I was looking at the championship standings. But big crash there for Spryzen. We don't usually see that in qualifying, as Lola Alonso's got big wing damage as well, all kicking off in the last few minutes of this F4 qualifying session. But most people in the pits. But yeah, as I was saying, Lola Alonso, one of the few drivers who hasn't done a race yet, I don't think. So let's see what he can do, reserving for Red Bull today. And with 4 minutes left, we're about to see drivers come out onto the track for their final laps. But right now it's all quiet. Not for long though, as we see a McLaren of Alex coming out of the pits to start or to prepare for his final push lap of the session. Lola Alonso coming back to the pits with his damaged wing. If he can get there without crashing. He's lost his whole wing now. And he gets into the pits. Alex goes quite early out onto the track for his final lap. Let's see if he gets any traffic. The Racing Bulls of Dingerling is out on the track as well. I think I'm going to award Dingerling with my favourite name of the race. So let's see how he does. Definitely the best name, I think. But yeah, so we'll watch Alex. Let's see what he can do. Alex, McLaren have been near the back in most of the races so far in PSF4. And Alex has not scored a point yet from McLaren. He got a 13th in Silverstone, a 14th in China, and a 13th in Belgium. But with low attendance and his pace looking good in Madrid, let's see what he can do. Currently 4th. If he can improve on that by just a 10th, he could be in the fight for pole. So let's wait and see. Here we go. Around the final corner, Alex goes. Most people out on the track now, beginning the preparation for their final laps. Here comes Alex, gets past the Red Bull, who's coming out the pits. Now into turn 1, over the curbs of turn 1 and 2. Now onto the big, not so straight there with the straight mode and with the battery, the megajoules, the sweeties, whatever you want to call it. Ferrari getting out of the way there. Now he's going to fly over this chicane. Keeps it valid, which is good. You want to make that chicane as straight as possible. Currently a 10th down though for Alex as he comes through this downhill section, touching the wall multiple times there, kissing the walls like his favourite granny. Nearly hits the wall there as well. On the curb now through the banking, which is going to be very interesting in real life. Now back down the hill for Alex. Now through this quick left-hander there, using as much as the track as possible. Just so close to the walls all the way through this lap. But it's still not looking good for Alex. He's 4/10 down. Is he going to be able to find it anywhere? We saw him make a big mistake in the last section on his previous lap. Let's see if he gains much time by not doing that this time. Oh, but he touches the inside wall there. That's not going to help. That wheel spin's not going to help. That other wall touch is not going to help. It's not looking very good either in this final sector for Alex as he comes around the final corner. And is he going to improve? No, he's half a second off. What are people doing behind though? Who's going to be the next one across the line? It's going to be Dingerling. Where's Dingerling? Here he is. Dingerling is invalidated, so he's going to stay 8th at best. Luca coming around the final corner to begin his final lap. Same with Lola Alonso. He's just going to have enough time. Sander, 5 temps up, is going to be the next one across the line and finish his lap. Could this be a contention for pole? Let's see. Using all his battery and across the line, it is currently provisional pole at 29.226 for Sander. What are people behind doing? He is currently on pole position. Alicio comes into the pits. He's going to start last position. You got Sly Suzuki now. He's not improving. He's going to finish his lap though. Felix, the championship leader, has invalidated. So right now it's not looking like there's many people who could be stopping Sander in the Williams from taking this pole position. Sander, another reserve here today. He's not raced yet, just like Lola Alonso. Can anyone dethrone the reserve though off this pole position? Tom Eade can't. He stays 6th. Rybird can't. He goes 2nd there. Ferrari looking to join Sander on the front row at the moment. Can anyone finish their laps? Azivex has invalidated. Dingerling is invalidated as well. Luca has invalidated. And Alex is invalidated as well. So I think that is going to be it for laps here in this session. And it is Sander, the reserve in the Williams, who is on pole position for the Madrid Grand Prix here in PlayStation F4 with a 129.226. Behind him, 3 temps behind him, Rybird in the Ferrari. And there's Azivex in 3rd, who is currently 5th in the championship. Then Felix, our championship leader, will start this race 4th, just looking to maintain that gap and extend it on his closest rivals that aren't here today. Then it is Alex with an impressive 5th, hoping to score some good points for McLaren today. This is going to be one of those races they can definitely exploit this attendance and get some points in the constructors when they don't seem like one of the strongest teams. Him and Alex and Tony haven't really scored many points so far, so this is going to be a chance for them to gain on others in the Constructors' Championship. Behind Alex is Tom Eade in 6th. Then it is Sly Suzuki in 7th. Then it is Dingerling. Then it is Luca in 9th. The Latvian in the Ferrari there, starting 9th and 1.2 seconds off the fastest driver. Then Spreisen in 10th. Then Lola Alonso, another reserve in 11th. And then it's an Italian in last position. I'm trying to remember who it is. I didn't see the name. I think it's Alicio. Alicio in the Mercedes, I'm pretty sure. And yes, it is. It is Alicio in that final grid spot for this race. We've got 12 people going around the Madrid circuit tonight here in PlayStation F4. Although the attendance is bad, got to think of the positives. We still got a race here today. No more postponing like we had to do with China, which is good. We can get it out of the way and then go towards Austria next week. But here we are for round 4 of 11 rounds in this season 43 PSGL season. And let's see what everyone can do. It is the reserve of Sander on pole position. And then it is the Ferrari of Rybird will be standing alongside him. What's the first lap going to be like at this new track? It's going to be very exciting, guys, so don't go anywhere. Don't be put off by the attendance. I'm sure we're still going to get a banger race here tonight. And just waiting for the drivers to do their strategy and their setups and their fuel. Don't really know the strategy. I'm sure this track's probably hard on tyres, so maybe a 2-stop. Maybe the 1-stop will be possible with a better tyre saving. We're going to have to wait and see, but yeah. And then obviously fuel with the lifting and coasting in this game, and you'll have to do on this track to save your battery. I'm sure you can go a little low on the fuel as well. and maybe lower the wings slightly on your setup or something as well. But these drivers know way more than me, so they'll probably be doing different stuff. But hopefully we are underway soon. It's the Williams and the Ferrari who are starting on the front row. Your championship leader Felix starting this one in 4th, so let's see what he can do. Can he get another podium? Is there going to be a little bit of a chance in the championship if Felix crashes or something? Because this is a track which we know we saw in qualifying and Aston Martin crashed. So it is possible, especially racing, it's going to be very tight, and I'm sure with 12 people it's still going to be carnage. So there's still that in doubt. Is Felix going to have a good race? Is he going to make mistakes? What's going to happen? Yeah, what are the reserves going to do? You got the Williams on pole. He's a reserve. Lolo Alonso starting at the back as well. So it's still going to be a very fascinating race, and can't wait for it to start. Down into that chicane, turn 1 and 2 before the big long straight, and then you got the very interesting chicane that you can kind of cut and just flip and go over. So yeah, a lot of interesting aspects of this race. I'm still looking forward to seeing this race in Madrid. New track, new possibilities. 5 red lights here in PlayStation F4, and we are underway. Looks like an okay start from Sander. Even better start though for Vibird, who goes down the inside into turn 1 and takes the lead. There's a little bit of contact in the midfielders as Rex goes wide. Sander down to P2 off that start. Alex into 3rd in the McLaren as well. There's a Ferrari round in the back, and that's Luca, and he's lost his whole wing, and that's an awful start for the Scuderia Ferrari there. Behind Rex then, you got the House of Felix, who's lost a place. You got a V-carb there with no wing as well. That's Dingerling, who's had an awful start. It's the 2 Astons, 6th and 7th. And then it's Suzuki in 8th. Then it is Loa Alonso, who has survived the start there, which is good to do on your debut as a reserve in this tier. Then, yeah, Dingerling in 10th. He's got damage. And the Mercedes of Alicio is behind him. And then the Ferrari there of Luca has damage as well. But at the front, it is Vibird. Everyone on the mediums other than Alicio on the hards. Let's see how this race goes now. Vibird taking that lead with a good start from Sander, as Dingerling has passed by Alicio, obviously, as he doesn't have a front wing, so he's going to be calling back to the pits as well as Luca. And the whole grid in a Ferrari sandwich now, with Luca last and Vibird in the lead. Looks like Vibird will complete this first lap for us in Madrid. In the lead. Sander then in 2nd. Not too bad of a start to his season as a reserve in the Williams. And then Alex looking very good in 3rd, but he's gone wide and he gets a penalty immediately. They're going wide and just cutting the track. I was about to say looking really good for the McLaren, who's not scored any points this season, I don't think, but just goes wide, cuts the track there, and that's going to make his life a little more difficult in this race. Especially if the drivers behind stay pretty close to him, which they could if he doesn't have the best race pace. Felix in 5th at the moment, just behind Rex. It'll be interesting to see what he can do from this position. And it's the 2 Astons, but Spryzen, who didn't look too good in quali, has got Sly Suzuki all over him through the banking. And looks like he's going to be able to get past him side by side into the left-hander. There's contact. The Haas goes wide. The Red Bull of Loa Alonso looking to get involved as well. Who hits the wall? He gets damaged now. Battling with the Haas. The Haas gets both of them. Oh, and the Aston having a look, but just can't really do anything now that he's got damage. Really not good for Spryzen. And I think, is it Lolo Alonso? He has damage as well. So both of those cars now damaged. Suzuki will drive away from them and keep that 7th place. So 2 laps gone, 4 drivers now with wing damage. Dingerling and Luca, who've just both pitted. Dingerling onto the mediums and Luca onto the hards. And yeah, Lolo Alonso pits. Spryzen stays out, interestingly enough, but Lolo Alonso has already had enough and he is immediately out. So not a good start to his season for the reserve. First time he's racing, I'm pretty sure, this season. And it ends on lap 2, so down to 11 drivers. which you really don't want when the attendance is already low. And the top two currently getting away from Alex, who is in third. And Vibird and Sander there. Looks like they're going to be the two protagonists at the front for this race. Vibird, 6th in the championship, has got a 14th, 17th and a 2nd. That second coming in Belgium. So another podium could see him rocketing up the standings for sure. Even better if he's able to win here in Madrid, which looks like, with the attendance and with the skill gaps between drivers, we could definitely get a surprise and unusual winner compared to most races in this tier, because you've not really got any of the favourites like Felix, who's a little lower than usual. Rai in the Audi, he's not here. And then Azirex in the Alpine, he's down in 4th. So yeah, definitely could get a winner that hasn't won this season, which is always good to see. You want as many different drivers winning as possible just to keep it interesting. And Alex, who's looked like he's struggling with pace so far in this race, struggling with battery as well, which we've definitely seen from him and Tony in the McLaren so far this season. Their ERS or battery management or whatever you want to call it just hasn't been the best, and Azirex has definitely... Oh, as Alex went down the inside trying to get the place back, but just couldn't. And as I was saying, Azirex has definitely exploited that just now. And am I the only one who thinks McLaren has damage? Ooh, and he definitely does have damage. I think he has hit the wall. Look how much slower he is on the banking. Down to 6th now as Sander. Now V takes the lead of the race now in the Williams. The pole sitter lost it on lap 1, but he V overtakes Vibird into the lead of the race. Looking good for the reserve. It'd be a statement if he wins this race in his first race reserving this season. And yeah, Alex looks like he's going to be our 5th driver to have damage, and yeah, he's just got no pace, which is really unfortunate for him because he had a great qualifying. Looked like he was going to score big points, but this has made his evening much harder as he drifts through the final few corners and I'm sure into the pits. And yes, here he comes into the pits. So let me check, how many pit stops have we had? So we have had Dingeling and Luca pitting, and Alex is going to add to that. He's our 3rd pit stop without retirement. The number 99 car, same number as Giovinazzi a few years ago. And he comes out, puts the hards on, and Spryzen has lost his entire wing again. Actually, again? Oh yeah, he got a little bit of wing damage, and he stayed out, and he's obviously hit another wall a bit harder, and he's lost his whole front wing, so another stop. So our 10 millionth pit stop for front wing damage in these first few laps, and it's Sander in the lead, who overtook Vibird after losing that position to him at the start of the race. So it's Sander and Vibird at the front. Azirex is going to be making up that lost time when Alex was in 3rd and everyone was stuck behind him. And Felix, our championship leader, already has a time penalty. He's in 4th. That could definitely affect his result. And maybe have an effect on the championship fight. When we get to the end of the season, we'll have to wait and see. And it's Suzuki in 6th behind Tom Eade. Alicio, he started last, has kept his nose clean, avoided all those people getting damage early on, and finds himself in 7th on the alternate strategy. There's Alex, the first of the people who pitted for wing damage. He's in 8th on the hards. Then Dingeling, it's fun saying, isn't it? He is 9th. Spryzen then in 10th, and then Luca in 11th after a big hit on the front of his car at the start of the race. And right now, Sander in the lead, but Vibird is coming. Oh, we got a crash. And it's the McLaren who's gone off, I think. He's done something because he's out. And we're down to 10 drivers now. Don't know what's happened to Alex, but all I know is he's out of this race. Down to 10 drivers already, 6 laps into this race. And Alex, who I was just saying how important this race is for him and McLaren to score some big points with the attendance down. Isn't going to get any. That is just so frustrating. And I mean, he still could have got points, so I don't know if he crashed or if he gave up. He must have crashed, because it would have been way too quick. His AI would have stopped somewhere if it was a retire from session thing in the menu. As a Vibird has suddenly lost loads of pace. Has he got damage? I think he has. He has hit a wall, Vibird. And one of the favourites for this race is going to be going a lot slower. He's hit a wall, and this is going to give Sander a great opportunity to win. Look at the gap he's getting now. Yeah, and it looks like Vibird's going to stay out, so Azivets might be stuck behind the Ferrari a little. And look at Sander with a whole front wing, just so much quicker than Vibird, and Vibird will be kicking himself making that mistake so early on in this race. And yeah, as I was saying, Alex, yes, he'll be very frustrated crashing there. As a McLaren, they really don't score many points, and this was a good chance to score points. And I'm disappointed as well, because it would have been nice to see McLaren up there. But yeah, unfortunate for him, as Spreisen gets past Dingerling. Wait, no, Dingerling gets past Spreisen. Has he got damage again? No. Yes, he's just overtaken him somehow. And Azivets right now stuck behind Vibird, trying to get past the Ferrari. He's costing the Alpine loads of time. Second time the Alpine has been stuck behind a slower driver this race. First Alex, now Vibird. Let's see, can he get past any point on this lap? I mean, he is so much slower on corners compared to Azivets. Gap 3 seconds now to the leader. And I think Azivets is going to be patient and just wait for the overtaking opportunity, possibly into turn 1, possibly after the first few corners on that straight. He's got all the battery he needs to make that move. Instead, Azivets is actually pitting very early. Is it going to be a 2-stop? Is it going to be just an undercut? And is he going to have to tyre save later? I don't know, but Azivets into the pits. So is Suzuki. So maybe this is the strategy to box this early. This Dingerling nearly hits the wall. Oh, he's lagging all over the place. I think he's got damage on his left end plate there. So not good for Dingerling there. Just hitting a wall. And another driver who's got damage this race, and he's also lagging all over the gap. But yeah, Suzuki and Azivets on, into the pits and onto the hards. Let's see if they can get a good undercut on the likes of Sander and Felix and Tom Eade. As Vibird still struggling with that wing damage, and the Haas is just looking to go around the outside of the bank. In here is Felix, our championship leader, and he does do that, and he is into second place. He does have that penalty though, which will definitely affect his result at the end of the race. Dingerling has been passed by Spreisen. Right now, Sander leading the way. Is he going to pick this lap to try and maintain that gap to the others and keep his lead, or is he going to extend this stint? He's going to extend, staying out another lap. The others the others stay out. So yeah, it is only Azivets and Suzuki who have pitted there so far on the on the hards. So they'll be trying to get that undercut. Maybe do the 2-stop. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure with the strategy today. And Dingerling just looks like he's struggling with his wing, with Wi-Fi at the moment, and he is 9th. Up there with names like, I think my other favourite name I've seen in PSGL, PSF2, was Priori Bell B. Shout out King. Yeah. Lap 9 of this race, 21 laps still to go. And it's still anyone's game. Sander in the lead going wide there. That's not going to help his track limits situation. He's got 3 seconds. Dingaling has 3 seconds. And Felix does as well. All 4 track limits. Quick limit. And Vibird coming round at the moment. Looks like he's got the hang of his wing damage, as he's not been losing that much time to Felix. And there's Tom E just behind them. And Sander is now into the pits in the Williams. How much time has he gained or lost on the people who pitted before him, as Alicia gets out of the way for Azivax on that hard medium strategy, or at least the alternate strategy starting on the hards rather than the mediums. Sander coming out of the pits now. Where's he going to come out compared to Azivax? It's going to be close. I say that, I've completely forgot where the pit entry or exit goes, because the entirety of the chicane, I did not know that, but it's going to be very close to the lead nonetheless. And Azivax gets the undercut, pitted 2 laps earlier, and he is now into the net lead of this race ahead of Sander. Wow, what a strategy there by the Alpine, and that's put him in the lead of the race, so fair play Azivax. Good to see a fight for the lead and a fight on the strategy, and it is the Alpine who gets ahead of the Williams. And I said before, the races could be good for Azivax, because if he gets a good result today, just like Vibird, he can go up in the championship. Maybe not into the fight, but definitely catch on the likes of Tom Eade, Vi and Redhawk. Redhawk and Vi not here today, so would definitely be gaining on them, which he would like very much. But he still has Sander, the reserve for Williams, all over the back of him. But Azivax staying in second for now. What about the people behind? Dingaling has boxed again onto the hards after the damage he got. Carlos Luke in 9th. Vibird, as a fresh wing, has just pitted onto hards. Felix, our championship leader, in the pits at the moment. He's going to be off the yellow-walled medium tyre, and he's going to be on the white-walled hard compound of tyre. Where's he going to come out? Here comes the American machine, and he's going to come out just ahead of Tom Eade. But for how long? Because Tom Eade's got the momentum. I don't think Tom Eade is going to be able to do anything though. Azivax still got pressure from Sander right behind him. Is he going to be able to make a move anywhere? Same with Tom Eade, who's right behind Felix, who's on cold tyres. Yeah, Felix coming out in 5th with that penalty as well. It could definitely be a better race for our championship leader. He's behind his teammate Sly Suzuki at the moment. And Azivax, our 3rd different leader of this race, I'm pretty sure. Here on lap 11. Can Sander do anything? I don't think so. Dingaling struggling at the back. And 10th will still be a point though for the no, he's not reserve. He's a Racing Bulls driver. He's just been disqualified twice. Licio right now yet to pit in 3rd, but won't be 3rd on the road because he is yet to pit, and he's got Suzuki right behind him as Tom Eade is the next one to get a track limit time penalty. And here comes Suzuki. Is he going to be able to make a move? No, Alicio staying in 3rd at the moment, but he has a bit of a poor chicane, and is going to give the Haas the chance. He goes down the inside and gets the place, and he's into 3rd. Looking for his first podium this season, and would be very impressive as he DNF'd in Silverstone, 7th in Belgium, didn't start China, as now Felix gets past Alicio, just has no grip, and Alicio being kind to people, letting them by, is not really fighting his position, which is nice for the other drivers. And yeah, as I was saying, Suzuki would be very happy with a podium today, as he's only finished one race out of the first 3 rounds, and it was a 7th place, so it would be a big improvement, as Alicio now gets out of the way for Rybird, who was one of our favourites to win this race before he got damaged early on, now down in 6th. And another positive for Azivax is he doesn't have a penalty compared to Sander, so even if Sander does pass him, Azivax will win the race as long as he is 3 seconds within Sander's penalty window. And then you have oh my god, I'm yawning so much, sorry. Then you have Suzuki in 3rd, just ahead of his teammate, the championship leader, who's got a penalty. Suzuki in 3rd, Tom Eade in 5th, Rybird in 6th, Alicio still yet to pit in 7th, and Spreisen in 8th, Luca 11 laps already on his hards in 9th, and then Dingerling just chilling at the back, looking to pick up 1 point. Oh, you Sander on the outside. I don't think he'll be able to make a move, but oh, he's going to be able to do the switch back. That'd be an amazing move on the Williams right on the outside now. This is great racing for the leader of this race, and Sander gets it. Wow, that was amazing. Forced Azivex deep into one corner, did the switch back, and the Williams is into the lead of the race. So Sander now back into the lead of the race ahead of Azivex. What's the pace like on his hards? 2 lap fresher hards than Azivex, so let's see what he can do. Felix right behind his teammate, looking to fight for the podium despite his penalty. If he can extend a gap on Suzuki and get out of his pen window, then he could definitely still get a podium, could Felix. Not gaining on his teammate enough though to make a move yet. Tom Eade in this train with the 2 Hasses. Felix right behind Suzuki now. Has more battery than him as well, and overtake mode of course. What can he do in the Haas? On the banking, takes a wider line, can't do anything though, as Dingerling sets the new fastest lap of the race, a 1:32.0, and here comes Felix. He has a little peek down the inside, can't do anything though. Oh, and Dingerling gets another penalty at the back. And Sander extending his lead at the moment with those fresher tyres. Increasing that gap in the lead. Is it over for Sander? Or is there still a chance if he's able to keep the lead and get away from Sander? Rybird has caught this train now of Tom Eade and the Hasses, stuck behind Suzuki. Luca has got past Spreisen in the Aston Martin, who's obviously struggling on his 9-lap-old mediums. Suzuki right now holding up Felix, but Felix is going to have he has other things to worry about because Tom Eade is right there. Is he going to be able to do anything in the Aston Martin? Don't think so. Spreisen into the pits. No moves yet in this little group. I'm sure we'll get them. Felix right behind Suzuki again. Is he going to be able to do anything? As we go onto the banking, he's using battery. Taking a higher line on the banking. Here he comes on Suzuki. Are we going to get a swap from the Hasses? Down the inside goes Felix, our championship leader. and he gets past his teammate Suzuki and into third. Suzuki not able to fight with a yellow at the back. I think that was Luca going off somewhere on the track. Suzuki can't get past Felix there, and now is going to have to look behind him as he's under pressure from Tom Eade in the Aston. He's got a lot of battery, same with Vibird, so yeah, Suzuki not in a good position right now, and looks like Tom Eade and Vibird might exploit that. And the final corner. And there we go, Tom Eade on the button. Is he going to be anything? Is he going to be able to do anything in the turn one? Don't think so. What about on the straight? He's got the battery now. Using all his battery. Suzuki doesn't have much. He's nearly hit zero. But Tom Eade staying in fifth for now. Felix getting away in front of them. Is Tom Eade going to try and do the same thing that Felix did to Suzuki after the banking? Let's wait and see. It definitely looks like that's where Suzuki is slowest and most vulnerable. Let's see though. Through the right, through the left. On to the banking. He is using his battery. Is Tom Eade. Look at the momentum he's got on the Haas. He's going to look to the outside. Can he maybe do a switchback or go around the outside entirely? They make a little contact. And Tom Eade is not able to get past Suzuki. Suzuki staying in fourth. Felix getting away from them. That's good. Whilst because of his penalties, there's contact between Vibird and Tom Eade. Fighting over fifth. Stuck behind Suzuki. And at the front, Sander has extended his gap. He's 3 seconds ahead of Azivex now. And definitely still in contention to win this race. But we'll keep an eye on Tom Eade and Vibird, who are still behind Suzuki. Suzuki's still not looking too good with battery compared to the guys behind him. And Tom Eade is going to have a chance here out the final corner. Goes a little wide though. Vibird's right behind him. Can he maybe make a move on Tom Eade? He's going to go to the inside for turn one. Is a Ferrari going to be able to get past him? Yes, he is. Vibird back into fifth. Is Tom Eade going to be able to come back at him though? Are they going to be able to stop Suzuki, who's nearly on no battery? Vibird still burning. Here he goes on the battery into the chicane. This would be crazy. It would be so dangerous. He scares Suzuki, who goes wide. And it looks like they're both going to be able to get past Suzuki, who spins now and gets big front wing damage after getting a bit scared by Vibird. Cut in the chicane, lost loads of grip and spun after Tom Eade got past him, and he's got big damage now, and that's a shame for Suzuki. He was having a decent race, but he's going to have to come back to the pits and repair that wing, and maybe fall down to seventh behind Alicio now, as Carlos boxes again in the Ferrari. He's now last position. And wow, that was getting all tasty in it. Climax there with Suzuki going wide, spinning, and Vibird and Tom Eade getting past them. Sander goes a little wide there. And Sander, right now as it stands, with that 3 second time penalty, would still win the race. He has been flying compared to the Alpine of Azivex since he made the pass. Look at the pace the reserve has today. Utterly superb in his first race of the season. Felix, our championship leader, nearly 3 seconds ahead of Vibird, trying to get that third position. And Vibird, after that pass on Tom Eade, looking to get away from the Aston Martin as well in fourth and maybe get a podium. Despite the damage he got early on, he repaired it and still within 3 seconds of Felix, which would put him in third if he can stay within that window. Suzuki into the pits after his crash last lap. Alicio into sixth. 17 laps on these hards, so it must be a one-stop. You can just do so many laps on the hards, because Alicio hasn't pitted. He's done 17 laps on the hards, maybe waiting for a safety car or something, or just going as long as he can until he goes on to maybe softs or mediums. We'll have to wait and see, but he is currently sixth, and it's been a good effort from the Mercedes, who you do usually see near the back. Dingerling into seventh on those mediums, despite wing damage and struggles with his Wi-Fi. Suzuki is going to come out ahead of Spryzen, just about. And then it is Carlos Luca in last position. And Suarez gets a penalty as well, maybe just pushing too much to stay with Suzuki. And right now it is still Sander in the lead of this race. Gap to leader for you, Luca, our driver in last position, 1 minute 4 seconds behind the leader. And then Suzuki and Suarez both a minute behind. And very big gaps between everyone at the moment. Right, so Suzuki gaining on Dingerling, that could be a battle. That could be a ding-dong with Dingerling. With about 9 laps left in this race. Struggling with his Wi-Fi, struggling with his wing, struggling with his pace as Alessio finally pits off his ancient hards. Tom Eade gets another penalty. And Alessio is on to mediums. Going to be interesting to see what his pace is near the end of this race. Suzuki has overtake mode on Dingerling. Is he going to be able to make a move? And where's Alessio going to come out in this? He's going to come out behind them, so he's going to have to do some overtaking. Dingerling, 40 seconds behind Tom Eade. So you've really got this grid split into a top 5 and the bottom 5. Tom Eade, Rybird, Felix, Azivek, Sander, the top 5, and then Dingerling, Suzuki, Suarez and Luca, Alessio, the other group in this race. I mean, you can see that on the track map as well. Suzuki on those new mediums has lost time to Dingerling somehow. Don't know how, but he's gaining it back. Suzuki just behind Dingerling. He's got a lot of battery, so it'll be hard to overtake him. Let's see though. Suzuki now with the overtake mode once again as we go on to lap 21 of 29. It has surprisingly gone quite fast despite the lack of drivers, and here we go. Suzuki right behind Dingerling. A little bit of contact, but he gets past Dingerling. He's looking a bit slow with his Wi-Fi. Maybe he's disconnected, I don't know. Never mind, he's teleported ahead of both of them using his alien abilities. Maybe he's from Mars or something, I don't know. Dingerling gets another penalty. And Suzuki is going to have to still try and get past him. And Alessio gaining on them lot on his fresh mediums, currently 10th. And as long as you finish the race, you will get a point. Sander still dominating since he got past Azivak's, got the gap to 7 seconds, and despite his penalty, looks like he will win this race, and even if he gets another penalty, he will still win the race with 6 seconds of time penalties. So it's been a great race by the reserve, and definitely an unexpected win, and a new winner for this season. Looks like Felix, our championship leader, will get a decent third and extend his lead in the championship for the most part. Meanwhile, the Ding-a-Ling train is still going strong. Is this going to be a chance for Suzuki to finally get past him on the inside? He's a bit scared of him, lagging all over the place. I don't blame him. And Ding-a-Ling stays in 6th. Alicio gaining on these lot. Oh, as I think Ding-a-Ling made a mistake. I'm not too sure though. Oh, and Suzuki finally gets past Ding-a-Ling. No, he doesn't. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And there's nothing else going on, so I mean, we might as well stick with it. Right, can Suzuki pass Ding-a-Ling? I don't think so. That 23 or 29, and it's Sander in the lead now by 9 seconds. He is flying at the front as the reserve in the Williams. And then it's Azirex behind him in 2nd. And Felix, our championship leader, 3rd. Then Rybird in the middle of no man's land. And it's Tom Eade. Then it is Ding-a-Ling, 36 seconds behind him. And yes, Psycho, the VCAB is... The VCAB? The Racing Bulls is lagging a lot. And it's making it impossible to pass him. Behind him is Suzuki, then Spryzen, Carlos Zucker, and then Alicio, who despite his new tyres, hasn't been able to make much of an impact and gain on the people in front, surprisingly. And Ding-a-Ling gets another penalty. I mean, he'll fall behind all of these people with the amount of penalties he has anyway. There's a spin there, the Aston Martin hits the back of Suzuki and goes round nearly. Luca nearly collects him, but is able to get past him. Alicio gets past Spryzen as well, and Spryzen, don't know what happened there, if he just went for an ambitious move on Suzuki or what, but spins round and he is now at the back and looks like he's going to stay there with his penalty and with how far ahead everyone else is ahead of him now. But as I was saying before, that Ding-a-Ling has 15 seconds of time penalty, so everyone stuck behind him is going to get past him at the end of the race anyway. Maybe this is why he's been getting disqualified, his lag. I don't know though. I'm not really too sure why he's been getting disqualified, but I don't know, it could be a reason. Not too sure though. If someone knows, please tell me why he's been disqualified in the 2 races he's done. Right now, Sander in the lead with a few laps left. Still got a decent gap to Azivex in 2nd. Then it is Felix in 3rd still. And Rybird, who's just chilling. Tommy then in 5th. Ding-a-Ling in 6th. Suzuki 7th. Luca 8th. Alicio 9th. And Spryzen in 10th position. Felix has gained on Azivex as Spartan gets another penalty, and although he might not be able to get second with that penalty, he could definitely get past on track, and you never know, maybe he does have the pace just like Sander has, and you get past him and get 3 seconds in front of him. We'll have to see though, and Azivex does have much more battery than Felix, but we'll have to wait and see. It's still a battle nonetheless, and that's what we want to see. So, through the final corner, he's going to have overtake mode on this lap as Felix. So turn 1 and 2 we go to one of the main overtaking spots. Burning the battery, the Alpine defending, still burning though for Felix. Into the chicane, can't do anything. He gets a bit of a better exit though, he's burning. Here he goes down the inside, but he just can't do it. Azivex covers him off. And this is a very exciting battle near the end of this race. Luca just behind Suzuki as well on his hards. Can Felix maybe do what he did to his teammate? Oh my goodness, he nearly made contact with the Alpine. That was close. Ooh. They're both on the battery, on the button, and can't get past. Oh, as Luca and Suzuki are battling for 7th, and this is 4th position. Can Luca do it in the Ferrari? He had a big crash on lap 1, lost his whole ring, but he's came back decently, fighting for these points playing positions, and he gets past Suzuki and he's into 7th. Well done by the Ferrari, but Suzuki's coming back after a poor chicane. Side by side, is the Ferrari able to keep it? Looks like he is. And Felix on the exit of the final corner looking to get past Azivex. It's all kicking off in the final few laps. On the outside is Felix. Can he do a switchback of some sort? On the Alpine, here he goes on the exit. On the inside, it's very, very close. Little loose on the veer. Right behind the Alpine, they're on similar amounts of battery. Who's going to be able to get it? Here comes Felix. Can't go down the inside though. Does he scare Azivex? Looks like he gets a bit of a worse exit. Here comes Felix to the outside. No, he's going to be able to do it. He has to back out, but the Alpine's got a worse line now. Can he get the exit on him? And maybe overtake him in the banking like we've seen him do on other drivers. Lucas past Suzuki. There's a little contact there now between Azivex and Felix. And here he goes on the outside. Is he going to be able to do it through the banking? That'll be a brilliant move. The Haas still going. He doesn't have any battery though. He's just run out, and Azivex keeps the place. Meanwhile, Luca was able to get past Suzuki and he is into 7th place. And here comes Felix. Oh, Azivex has a bad exit. Round the outside goes the Haas, and what a move, and he's able to get past him, and he's into 2nd, but with less battery now he's going to have to be wary, because here comes Azivex again down the inside in the final sector, and he gets back past Felix into P2. Who said Madrid was a bad track? Who said the attendance was bad? Because look at this amazing battling. Felix again down the inside of the final corner, and he gets the place now. Little lower on battery. Is Azivex going to be able to do anything? Down the inside again. Can't come back at him though. Felix shows him the door and is now into P2. Is he going to be able to get away? Or is Azivex going to get that P2 anyway? He fought it so hard, the two of them. Amazing battling, and all that battling might get Vibered into Felix's penalty window as well, so he's going to have to go on the gas. And Sander in front at the moment, 13 seconds in the lead. He is just completely flying, and he's been unstoppable ever since he got past Azivax and the reserve. Has been amazing. And with his first race this season, he's going to get his first win. Luca now is the next one to be stuck behind Ding-a-ling. Is he going to be able to do anything? With 2 laps left, is he going to be able to pass him? It's going to be unlikely, but let's see. Oh, as Ding-a-ling hits the wall. And I think he's got damage from that. So it's going to be a bit easier now. He's not going to have much grip on the front there with a little bit of wing damage. But at the front, Sander is on to his final lap. And I mean, the grid is spread quite spectacularly in this race. So many gaps, and the gaps are so large. As Azivax, I just realised how important that is. Azivax now, who looked like he was going to be on the road for second. He's not going to get second, and he might not even get third with that penalty. Vibird is going to be pushing to get inside it, and Azivax might have just thrown away a podium on the final lap. He's going to be fuming about that, and it looks like, yeah, Vibird is well within that window. Oh, that is awful for Azivax. He's going to lose the podium, and that is so frustrating. After how much he's fought to keep Felix behind him, to get that podium, he's not even going to get it, and Vibird will get it. But anyway, to the leader, Sander. He hasn't even raced yet this season in PlayStation F4. It's his first race. He's reserving for Williams, but he's going to come round the final corner and win the Madrid Grand Prix in the Williams as a reserve. What a performance. We got a crash. Ding-a-ling has lost his whole wing on the final lap. It's all kicking off on the final lap, and Ding-a-ling looks like he might even finish last. But anyway, if Felix in second, then it's Vibird who just gets Azivax after a last lap penalty. Tommy then in 5th. Then it is Luca Suzuki. Ding-a-ling has lost that position to Spryzen now. He was lagging. He was going to lose all those positions anyway due to his penalty, but he's going to get last on the road as well with big wing damage. Tommy comes across the line in 5th. Luca then in 6th. At least, I mean, it's such a huge gap. It does look like he will be there. Unless something crazy happens. But yeah, Tommy 5th in the middle of nowhere. And even further behind will be Luca in the Ferrari. Decent result for him. Round the final corner, the number 99 car goes. And across the line, it is 6th for him. Suzuki then in 7th. Alicio then in 8th. Then it will be Spryzen, who didn't have too good of a race there, in 9th. And Ding-a-ling with no wing, the reserve, is going to lag across the line in 10th. And our final finisher, we had 2 DNFs, which were Alex in the McLaren and Lola Alonso in the Red Bull. And fair play to Luca for finishing 6th, to be fair. I mean, bro was literally spun round on the first lap with no wing, and he came back and got 6th. So fair play to both Ferraris for kind of getting a good result, despite Vibird getting damage as well. Looked like he could have fought for the lead with Sander, but he got damage, pitted, but still came back to get 3rd. So fair play. But Sander, congrats to him. What a performance. He is your winner here at the Madrid Grand Prix. And I mean, it's a great performance for him in the Williams. Will he get moved up, as that was his first race and he's won? Or is it just Madrid? Don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. Then Vibird and Felix, our championship leader, join him on the podium. And there are your results. I'll get your race director There you go. And yeah, so Sander, Felix, Viberg was your top three. Then Azivax throwing away the podium on the final lap. Then Tom Eade, Luca, Suzuki, Alicio, Spryzen, Dingerling, our final finisher, and he wins. He wins Bath Destroyer's favourite gamer tag of the night. And then it was Alex and Lola Alonso, your two retirements. So thanks guys for watching this Madrid race. Sad we didn't have much attendance, but I think it's still a good race, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Still had a lot of action, a lot of surprises, and a lot to talk about going into Austria next week. Felix extending his lead in the championship with Vi and the other Alpine Firebird, something dude, the other guy who's in the fight. So he extends his lead going into Austria. Austria going to be very interesting next week, but enjoy the rest of your week, guys, and that's it for PSF4 for another week, but I'll see you next week, and as I said, enjoy your week, guys. Thanks everyone so much for watching, and we'll